house.
A major law enforcement convention is underway in Omaha this week, drawing one of the biggest names in the Trump administration.
The National Sheriff's Association is holding its annual conference at the CHI Health Center. In this First Alert 6 exclusive, Andrew Pfeiffer has more on what Homeland Security Secretary told law enforcement today.
Monday marked day one of the National Sheriff's Convention, drawing thousands of sheriffs across the country. This year was Omaha's turn to host.
I've never been to Omaha. It's been great.
Sheriff Ramon Pinaroa is from Nelson County, Kentucky. He says learning from other communities has been valuable.
It's the camaraderie, the networking, seeing how it's done in other towns, whether small or larger.
I think what's coming across loud and clear to all these sheriffs is that Omaha and Douglas County is a hidden gem.
Douglas County Sheriff Aaron Hanson says Omaha went through a thorough selection process to be chosen for this year's convention.
Not only is this a great opportunity to showcase our county, our city, but it's an awesome opportunity for sheriffs all across the country to come collaborate and network with the goal of keeping our community safe.
This year, the convention hosted a member of President Donald Trump's cabinet. Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin told sheriffs he wanted to regain the public's trust.
I think the biggest priorities that we have is restoring confidence back in the American people. We've been demonized so much.
With the DHS's recent involvement in ICE operations nationwide, Mullin said he wants the DHS to stay out of the spotlight.
I simply want to enforce the laws that Congress passed. And the best way we can do that is by trying to become invisible again.
The NSA has over 14,000 active members, many of them visiting Omaha for the first time.
So it's a great opportunity to network not only with other sheriffs, but with our counterparts in the federal government.
You can call somebody from 1,000 miles away or 5-6 states away, and they'll answer and give you guidance.
Reporting in Omaha, Andrew Pfeiffer, First Alert 6.
The conference lasts 4 days, wrapping up on Thursday.
An empty property in North Omaha